Hey, Goal Digger, Kimberly Olson here. And if you're somebody who has been posting consistently on social, but it's falling flat and you're wondering, what are you doing wrong? What's missing? Well, I'm here to teach you a strategy that is going to change the game. And that is called putting your truth pillars into your content buckets. I know you've probably never heard this concept before. I actually coined the phrase just last week when I was teaching an in-person event. And I thought, I have got to share this with my audience because they all went, oh, and I know you're going to do the same thing. So let's dive in. Now, you probably already have your content pillars. We'll just touch base on that real quickly. If you don't, you want to have 5 content pillars because we need enough depth to build a brand. Remember, people do business with people. The most valuable thing you have going into the next year is your brand, your personal brand, and relationships. So in order to develop those relationships, you need to be able to develop your brand. The content buckets are going to support your brand. So I always recommend personal because people miss this one. And again, people do business with people, but also people are just not trusting as much. So it takes them longer to do business with you. And they really need to feel like they can trust you and they know you. Second is inspiration, motivation. It could be scripture based. It can be just, encouraging other people, but we want to make sure our content is positive and it's just an easy content pillar. The third one's going to be product. And what I mean by that, whatever you sell goes in this bucket, but you don't make it a salesy bucket. So let's say you sell weight loss supplements. This might be a health and wellness bucket because you're going to share recipes and other things, and you're also going to mention your products. The fourth one is business. And when I say business, I want it to tie to your niche. So what could you share specifically around your niche, what you do in the life of what it could be like to work with you, so on and so forth. And the fifth one is a secondary niche. Maybe you have multiple things you sell. So you want to do something around mindset, productivity, financial services, travel, or just a hobby, something that you really enjoy. So those are your 5 content buckets. And what you're going to do is you're going to rotate through these 5. Okay. Now, after that is complete and you're like, yep, I've got it. You don't want to be leaning on ChatGPT to write your content. We could use it to get some ideas and get us going in that direction. And I think we can all agree we can spot a ChatGPT written caption a mile away. So instead, what I want you to do is I want you to use whatever it generates. If you're using ChatGPT or other bots, use it as inspiration to get you going. But I do recommend that you write your own content. I write my own content on my personal profile on Facebook. Then we use that to rewrite content for other platforms, but it's all coming from my primary voice, which is me. Now, the truth pillars. Okay, this is going to blow your mind. So what you're going to do is you're going to write down, and you can do this while you're watching this episode, hit the pause button or afterwards. If you're driving or something, obviously don't do that. You can voice memo yourself. But I want you to think about, what are some of your truth pillars? Truth pillars are things that are possibly contrarian ideas. They stir the pot a little bit. It could be something that you imagine yourself peacefully protesting around, that you're just like, I want change in this area. Or it could be a conviction. It could be a value that's really important to you. For example, integrity is my number one value. And if I get out of alignment for integrity, what I do as a truth pillar is I actually share how I got out of alignment and how I'm back in alignment. And often if I get out of alignment, it's because there's new growth happening in me. And so I'm no longer in identity with that, if that makes sense. That's a truth pillar for me of, here is something that I went through, and here's how I grew in that, character trait. A truth pillar might be something around your faith. It could be if you're, patriotic. A truth pillar can be standing up for children with that are neurodivergent, right, and have special needs. And maybe you want to be an advocate for them and talk about how they need better resources, especially when they become adults. So what is the thing that you are so passionate about? The truth pillars are important because it should make you uncomfortable when you are discussing things around the truth pillar topics, because they typically are not going to please everyone. And for a lot of you, you are too vanilla with your content. You're playing it safe. You don't want to rock the boat. What if people don't like you? What if they put a mean comment? What if they unfollow you? I'm here to share with you that you will get more people following you and the right people following you when you start implementing truth pillars. People want to follow others that stand for something. They want to know what you're really about. If they're looking to do business with you, they want to know that your values are aligned, right? So if you don't share what you really believe in and what you're really passionate about, then how can they make that decision about you, whether it's conscious or subconscious? But also, when you start embodying your truth pillars and infusing them into your content, you will notice that you begin to really see the value of what social media can be, that it can be a platform for you to share your voice and the things that you're really passionate about. For me, I think it's really important that we shepherd our children in a way that is godly. I am no longer subscribing to that's just what everybody does. And, you could try to tell your kid whatever, but they're going to go off and do X, Y, Z. I am no longer participating in that culture way of thinking. Absolutely not. That a truth pillar of mine is that it is my job to raise my children upright. I can't control them, but I can absolutely control my part in raising them upright. And I'm very passionate about that. So to me, it excites me to think about that. There might be a mom out there that reads or watches something that I say about that, and she goes, she's right. Maybe I need to be more mindful of the music that I'm putting on in the car when I take them to school, or the movies we're watching, right? Like, that excites me. So you'll actually find potentially, and that's my hope for you, that you will find more enthusiasm with your social media efforts when you start to realize that, and this was what my TED Talk was on years ago, reclaiming social media for good. It gets such a bad rap, and my whole feed is full of good stuff because I don't participate and engage in negativity or hateful stuff. So it gets to be what you want it to be, but also what are you putting out into the world? Hey, just have to interrupt this training to tell you something so urgent and so important. It's going to change your life. And that's the Proverbs Woman Virtual Summit. If you are somebody who wants to walk in wisdom, to be able to tie in your faith into your work, and really at the end of the day, create wealth, because it is biblical to be prosperous and abundant, then this summit is for you. I have the most powerhouse lineup ever. You can see the agenda and details below. There's a general admission. There's also an all access pass with some extra goodies. And you are going to be able to experience this with us live on Zoom, but you'll also get lifetime access to the recording. So look below this so you can get your ticket to the summit, and I will see you there. I mean, imagine all of us here watching this right now. And if we all put that effort in to make social media a great place, by the way, you can post controversial topics by being kind and respectful. I will often ask a question and say, I've recently been toying with this or wrestling with this, or I've come to this conclusion for myself. What about you? What are your thoughts on that? And there will be polarizing, comments, but the way I go about it is kind and respectful. And I don't always agree with what people comment, but they're not coming at me hateful. Yes, I have had hateful comments. I've had some nasty things I've experienced. That is the cost of doing business online and being an influencer and building your presence. And you know what? That has grown my character and my self-image and my identity in God even stronger, because those people are of this world and I am of the kingdom. So I don't care. Now it bothers me for a second because it's not fun. And then I'm just off to the next thing. Bye. Have a great day. Bless and release. God will do housekeeping for you if you won't do it. So I'm here to tell you, you're going to be okay. If not anything, in addition to, you're going to be on fire. You're going to realize that you do have a mission. You have a message, that you have a vocation, that you are pulled by your vision, that God-given ideas, the things that have been planted in your heart, they've only been given to you. We have different assignments throughout our lifetime. Our assignments do not define us, but we are absolutely called to be obedient with the assignments that have been given to us right now. And I know you know what those are. What is the assignment for your life right now? What does God have you working on? When you can become obedient to your assignment, you will find so much peace. You will find so much joy. Yes, I have a lot on my plate. Yes, I'm, running a multi-million-dollar company and raising kiddos and have, is very, very devoted to my husband, and I travel a lot, but I have peace in my heart. You can sense the light in me. You know that I am joyful the way I have a cheerful attitude. And that is because I'm so connected to the work that I'm doing on this earth for the kingdom. And you can absolutely have that same thing. So my hope is that this is helpful to you today. We do have a free gift for you below this video. Depending on when this drops, we also might have an event coming up, so you can look below the video and participate in that. Subscribe so you don't miss anything, but also we have playlists on this channel so you can binge certain topics. I'm going to teach you how to monetize your brand on social. Also follow me on social media, The Gold Digger Girl. You can find me just about anywhere. Thank you so much for being on. Until next time, get lit in your business and set your soul on fire. We'll see you soon.